Most people think you need money to make money, but here's the truth. The wealthiest people on earth share habits that cost nothing to practice. And today, I'll reveal 10 powerful habits of the rich that you can copy completely for free. By the end of this video, you'll realize wealth isn't only about what's in your bank account. It starts with how you live your life every single day. So grab a notebook, because these habits might just change your future. Habit 1. Reading with purpose. Rich people don't just read, they read with intention. Warren Buffett spends up to 80% of his day reading. Bill Gates is known to read about 50 books a year. The difference? They don't read for entertainment. They read to solve problems and grow. Think about it. A single book can compress decades of experience into a few hours of your time. Mini story. Mark Cuban, billionaire investor, once said the best investment he ever made was buying books when he was broke. Those ideas shaped his business career. You don't need to buy expensive courses. Start with free ebooks, your local library, or even free blogs. Habit 2. Waking up earlier than everyone else. Successful people often rise before the sun, not because it's trendy, but because it gives them a head start on the world. While others hit snooze, the wealthy are setting goals, exercising, and planning their day. Oprah Winfrey, Tim Cook, Richard Branson, they all wake up around 5 a.m. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about creating quiet, focused hours that no one can take away from you. Even starting just 30 minutes earlier than usual can completely shift your productivity. Habit 3. Networking intentionally. Here's a fact. Wealth rarely grows in isolation. Rich people don't just collect contacts, they build meaningful connections. There's a famous saying, your network is your net worth. Example. When Elon Musk was building his early businesses, his friends like Peter Thiel and Reid Hoffman later became investors and partners in PayPal. The wealthy seek rooms where they're not the smartest person so they can grow. And the best part? Networking doesn't cost money, it only costs effort. Attend free meetups, connect on LinkedIn, or simply reach out to someone you admire. Habit 4. Exercising discipline, not just muscles. Almost every wealthy person has some form of exercise routine. Why? Because discipline in the body creates discipline in the mind. Richard Branson once said, "I can achieve twice as much in a day by keeping fit." Exercise teaches consistency, patience, and long-term thinking, the exact skills you need for wealth. You don't need a gym membership. A 20-minute walk, push-ups, yoga, anything that builds discipline counts. Habit 5. Living below their means. This might shock you. Most millionaires are not the ones flaunting fancy cars and designer clothes. According to Thomas Stanley's research in The Millionaire Next Door, the majority of wealthy people live in modest homes, drive regular cars, and quietly invest their money. Mini story. Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. That's the power of living below your means. It gives you freedom. The habit is simple. Spend less than you earn. The gap between income and expenses is where wealth is born. Habit 6. Tracking every dollar. Wealthy people know where their money goes. They don't leave their finances to chance. They track, measure, and adjust. John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men in history, kept a little notebook where he tracked every cent he spent, even when he was broke. Today you can do the same with free apps or even just a notebook. Awareness creates control. Control creates choices. Habit 7. Delayed gratification. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Poor people want results today. Rich people are willing to wait. This was proven by the famous marshmallow test at Stanford, where kids were given a marshmallow and told they could have 2 if they waited 15 minutes. The kids who waited, they grew up to have better careers, health, and finances. Wealthy people apply this daily. Instead of splurging on the latest gadget, they invest that money and enjoy 10x the reward later. Ask yourself, do I want comfort now or freedom later? Habit 8. Obsessing over value, not price. Poor people often ask, how much does it cost? Rich people ask, what value will it create? Example, if you spend $100 on a course that teaches you a skill that earns you $10,000, was it expensive? Or the best deal of your life? This mindset shift costs nothing, but it changes everything. Start thinking in terms of value created, not money spent. Habit 9. Daily reflection and journaling. The wealthy take time to reflect. They journal, meditate, and review their decisions. Why? Because wealth is not just about money, it's about clarity. Without reflection, you repeat mistakes. With reflection, you grow. Benjamin Franklin kept a journal where he tracked his virtues daily. Oprah Winfrey says journaling is one of the most powerful tools in her success. You don't need fancy notebooks. A pen and paper is enough to change your perspective. Habit 10. Playing the long game. The rich don't chase quick wins, they think in decades. Mini story. Jeff Bezos built Amazon at a loss for years, reinvesting every penny back into growth. People laughed at him until Amazon became a trillion-dollar company. The wealthy plant seeds and wait for them to grow. This habit isn't glamorous, but it's the ultimate secret. Patience creates wealth. Ask yourself, am I playing the 5-minute game or the 50-year game? So let's recap the 10 habits of the rich you can copy for free. Read with purpose. Wake up early. Network intentionally. Exercise discipline. Live below your means, track every dollar. Delay gratification. Focus on value, not price. Reflect daily. Play the long game. Notice something? Not one of these habits requires money, but they do require consistency. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't built in your wallet, it's built in your mind. If you made it this far, I want to hear from you. Which of these 10 habits will you start practicing today? Comment below. I read every response. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your journey to wealth begins now. Start with these habits and watch your life transform.